Hi everybody, we're back. Ben and I wanted to do something really cool, and we're going to do a multi-part episode here. We're going to break down an entire suit of armor, and a suit of Japanese armor. And if you guys have been paying attention to some of our older videos, last winter Ben and I went to the Seattle Art Museum, and because two of my armors were on display there, and this was one of them. So all armors are described by their body armor. That's what label they're given. So this one is sometimes referred to as a Sendai Do, which means a Sendai torso. It's from the greater Sendai area. But more accurately, it's referred to as a Go Mai Do, which means a 5-section body. We're going to throw these terms up. Now, we don't have terms for everything in Japanese because the kanji sometimes are very old and they're difficult to get a hold of. And I only have, my Photoshop I think is 17 years old, so the kanji level is not that high. But we're going to put as many Japanese terms up here as we can. And so the first kanji here is go, and that's the number 5. The second one is called mai, and that's how Japanese count flat things. Believe it or not, Japanese count tall, skinny things different than flat things, different than people, and you can get more complicated as you go along. So the word, and they're flat things because these are sections here that are hinged pieces that are flat. And then do means torso or body. We would refer to it as a breastplate or breast and back plate in the West, or more formally in armor terms, a cuirass. The official name of this armor is a Tetsu Koro Arushi Nuri Go Mai Do. And Tetsu means iron, Koro means black, Arushi Nuri means lacquer paint, and then Go Mai Do. So we're going to get a couple different shots of this. There's some interesting features. See you in a second. Now, Ben's kind of zoomed in here on the breastplate here, and we're going to see this thing actually has a couple of dents in it from musket fire. One here and one here. Now, this is not from warfare. It's actually to test it. It's to show the owner of this armor that the maker has made it so well that it will bounce bullets off at X number of feet, yards, meters, whatever measuring they were using at the time. And each panel here, there's 5 altogether, with the exception of the inside panel here, has a dent in it to prove that it is musket proof. And we're going to show the back here in a minute. So the back of this armor, we see it's got a couple of interesting features. One, it does have a dent in it to prove that, yes, the back plate is also musket resistant. But we have this tube here on a little metal hanger. And what this is samurai did not really have official uniforms. When you're out in combat, what you would do is you'd put a little tube in here, and then you would put a flag that went into the tube. And that would flag tell you what team you're on, sometimes what rank you're in, and that's how they would recognize each other on the battlefield. Now that flag was called a sashimono, and that was the name of the flag. The tube, can't remember the Japanese name of that, so you'll have to look that one up. So we've already established that this suit of armor was made out of iron, and it's lacquered in black lacquer, but it's laced together in a silk cord. And this style of lacing, which is called odoshi, is called sugaki odoshi, which means the sparse lacing. We're going to see another suit of armor here in the few weeks from now, maybe a month, depending on whenever we film it. It's going to have a different style of lacing. So the old style of lacing was called kabiki, and that was a dense lacing. And of course, if you go outside in the wild and you're fighting, there's going to be rain, snow, and things like that, humidity, and the lacing can swell up full of water and just double the weight of the suit of armor. Also, it would have an effect upon soldiers if they had ants or lice or something living in this lacing. So during the 1500s, the Japanese decided, there was one Japanese armor maker who could, because Japanese don't like to change things, they like things to be the same. Well, he decided that he was going to change this and make this new lacing style. And What it is the piece of metal now has less holes in it, and it has less lacing. So it's stronger, and it's cheaper to manufacture. So this became a very popular lacing style, which lasted up to when they quit wearing armor. And the last thing we're going to show about this suit of armor is these little things right here, these little hinged flaps. Now this is a common feature on northern Japanese armors, like we said, Sendai, Gomaido, and that is Japanese armor attaches right here with these little toggles right here, so they'll go over your shoulders, and this is how you wear the armor. And a common feature on northern Japanese armors is these little flaps which protect it. So, you know, sword strike comes through, cuts one of these things, it's falling off you. So you're going to have a tough time, but these will protect it. Okay, that's the body armor, and next time we're going to start putting pieces on it so you can see the entire thing. See you next time.